Hello everyone, I invite you to a short overview of some leading cryptocurrencies. Let's start by checking the current situation on the BTC to USDT chart in the 4-hour timeframe. As you can see, the price is moving within the uptrend channel indicated by the blue lines. Now we will check the situation with BTC resistance spots. As you can see, we managed to break a strong resistance at 0.618 fib, which the price needs to test positively. If this happens, and we will start moving further up. Next resistance is at $17,609 if it succeeds breakout. The next resistance will be $18,199, which is very important as the previous price breakout was at the same price point. Only when the price breaks out and then positively tests this spot can we expect further increases. Now let's check the support spots. But if the price returns below 0.618 fib, and as you can see, the first support in this scenario is $16,967. If the support is broken, then the next support is $16,677, $16,453, and $16,222. Looking at the chop indicator, we see that in the 4-hour interval, some of the energy has been used, but we have some time to continue the move. The MACD indicator indicates the entry into a local uptrend, while the volume shows red candles, which means the advantage of sellers. However, you can see that she is very small. It is worth adding, however, that when switching to a one-day interval, the chop index also indicates that we have less and less energy. The MACD indicator confirms the entry into an upward trend, while the volume, unlike the 4-hour interval, indicates a decreasing but still predominance of green candles. As the second in today's review, we have the ETH to USDT chart on a single-day timeframe. Let's start by marking, using the yellow lines, the triangle in which the price is currently moving. What's more, we can see that we are approaching the point where the price will have to choose the direction in which it will go down. Now let's go to check what resistances the ETH price has on its way up, and for this we will use the fib retracement tool. As you can see, the first resistance from which the price has already turned back is $1,298, but if we overcome it, we have the next resistance at $1,437. The next one is $1,558 and $1,666. Looking the other way, we will also check what supports we should take into account, and here we immediately have two strong supports on the way, the first at $1,129 and the second at $882. In this situation, however, it is worth using the trend-based fib extension tool with which we will check the support taking into account only the last move. And here we see that we have support at $1,169 and $1,081 where the price has already changed its direction, and then we have at $1,011 and $940. It is worth taking them into account because the price often does not touch strong supports and starts turning around just before or behind these supports. Please pay attention to the CHOP index where we see that, similarly to the situation on BTC, most of the energy has been used. The MACD indicator indicates that we are moving in an uptrend, while the volume is very small and does not indicate any sudden movement. Another one in today's review is Polkadot paired with USDT, on a one-day interval. As we can see, the price has been moving in a downtrend channel for a long time, but locally with the yellow line we can mark a local uptrend line. Going further, with the help of the trend-based FIB extension tool, we can examine the recent movement and determine the support places for the DOT price. In this situation we have the first support at $5.15, the second support at $4.79, then $4.50 and $4.21. Looking the other way, we will check in the same way what resistances to take into account. The first resistance is at $5.59, the second resistance is at $5.75 where the price reversed down, then at $6.19 and $6.95. Looking at the CHOP index, we see that we have a lot of energy to continue moving, while the MACD indicator indicates that we are in an uptrend. As the last in today's review, we will check the BNB to USDT chart this time on a one-day interval. Let's start by marking with white lines the channel of the sideways trend in which the price is moving. Now we will mark the trend line, which, as you can see, the price overcame. Now let's check what support places we should consider for the near future, and as you can see, we have the first support at $284, the second at $262, the third at $244 and the fourth at $227. It is also worth highlighting the zone from $292 to $266, because this is a very strong area of demand and supply for BNB. Now let's move on to determining the resistance points that the price must overcome on its way up. And here we see that the first resistance is at $302, the next resistance is at $312, then $320 and $328. Moving on, we see that the CHOP index indicates that the energy is low but is slowly starting to increase. The MACD indicator indicates that we are close to entering a downtrend, and on the volume we see falling energy, but with a predominance of sellers. Technical analysis is provided by a third party, and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.